In this episode of Entitled People, a crazy lady accuses me of kidnapping my stepson and then tries to kidnap him from me. So the backstory is I'm a mixed ethnicity individual. I've been confused for many races over my 29 years on this earth, but I'm literally Caucasian and African American. Usually it can be figured out, but the difference with me is that my father is Caucasian, therefore my hair is straight. I'm originally from Texas and I'm usually confused for being Mexican. But now I live in Massachusetts and I've never had to deal with anyone concerning my race until this day. Also, I'm married to a Caucasian woman who had a child before we married. His father is not in his life as much, and I took the responsibility because I love this woman and I love this little boy as if he were my own. He's 4 years old now and I've been in his life since he was 1 year old. Anyways, on to the story. My wife needed a few things from the grocery store and she needed to run a few more errands, and usually she just goes and knocks things out herself because I'm asleep. I work nights. But this particular day, I happened to be awake and I offered to go for her. She works hard and does a lot, so I definitely felt it was necessary to do something for her so she could just relax for the day. I took my son with me so she could rest up and just take it easy, and it gave me some time to spend with my son for some bonding. We completed all of the errands, which went smoothly, and then headed to the grocery store to finish up our day. My son, being a typical 4-year-old, was full of energy, running ahead of me, laughing, and speaking to everyone he comes across, which I generally don't mind as long as he doesn't hit anyone and stays within eye view. As I'm making my way down an aisle looking for canned corn, my son jogs to the end of it when an older lady is entering at the other end. My son, being the sweet social butterfly he is, approached and exclaims an excited, "Hi, me 4, and me Ryan." Bless his little heart. The lady looked down and says,
"Why, hello there. You shouldn't be running around unattended. Let's go find your parents."
I didn't think anything of her statement because I assumed she just hadn't seen me. "Ryan, come back here, bud, please." He excitedly runs back toward me and starts turning in circles because, he's 4. I'm still searching the shelves as the lady walks past me and stops behind me. Again, I think nothing of it because it's a grocery store and you have to share the aisles. I turn my basket around and start to walk toward the front cash registers when this lady literally blocks my path. I say, "Excuse me," and try to walk around her, and she moves her cart in front of me again. I honestly thought she was just getting confused and said "excuse me" once again and tried one more time to go around, and she just blocks my path. The following conversation ensues. Me, sorry about that. We'll get out of your way. The lady,
"Oh, I don't think so. You're not going anywhere with that child."
Me, you mean my son? The lady,
"That's not your child. He's white and you're Mexican. You probably didn't even know his name until he said it to me."
Me, sure, whatever, lady. Can you just move? My wife is at home and she's anxiously waiting for us. Lady,
"Stop your lies. You're not taking him anywhere, you pervert."
This whole time, my son is standing close to me holding my leg because he was honestly getting scared. I was getting angry because I didn't have much sleep and I have a short fuse anyway. Me, as you can see, he's standing close to me because he trusts me and you're scaring him, so how about you buzz off? The lady,
"No, he's scared because of you. He just doesn't know how to express it yet."
She looks at my son.
"Come on now, sweetie. I'm here to rescue you. Come with me."
Thankfully, my son was able to communicate to her that he wasn't going anywhere with her, but she was having none of it. She literally grabbed my son and began to run. It caught me off guard because I honestly could not fathom what was actually happening. My son just starts screaming loudly because he was so scared, and this lady is just like,
"Don't worry, sweetie. He won't hurt you, I promise."
Suddenly, I snap back into reality and I begin to chase after this crazy witch. While running through the store, I yell for people to stop her and that she's kidnapping my son, and thankfully a worker stops her before she makes the exit. Lady,
"Why are you stopping me? This Mexican here is trying to kidnap my grandson."
My son is literally bawling his eyes out, extending his arms out, calling for me. This lady was relentless and would not let go until my son, even after he slaps her face multiple times. I laughed a little, not gonna lie. At this point, a manager shows up and asks what's going on. The lady spoke before me. Lady,
"This,"
pointing at me,
"pervert is trying to kidnap my grandson, and I was just trying to escape."
Me, "That's my son, you psycho. Now let him go." The manager didn't know what to believe. I don't blame him. He was caught in a weird situation, so I pulled out my phone and showed him pictures of me and my son that dated back a year ago as proof. This lady still would not give up and accused me of faking the photos. Like, how would you do that exactly? I'll never know, but whatever. Sadly, there were only 2 other ladies there taking the psycho's side and saying that I was attempting to kidnap my own son because there was no way we were a family because of our different skin tones. One even called the police, which I was actually happy about because I knew they'd be able to review the security cameras. Even still, I called my wife to see if she would come to the store to get this situation cleared up quicker. As I told her what was going on, she zoomed to the store. She got there about the same time as the police. The crazy ladies were giving their statements to the cops when my wife walked up. As soon as she walked in, my son goes, "Mama, help!" My wife is a true mama bear, and she immediately flew into a rage when she saw this lady holding my son. Wife, "Let him go now!" Lady,
Sorry, sweetie. I was just trying to protect him from this pervert over here.
lady number 2.
Yeah, we saw him trying to kidnap him, but this lady saved him.
The cop looks at the lady and is confused. Officer, I thought this was your grandson. Wife, I have no idea who that lady is. She takes out her phone and shows the officer a picture of my mother-in-law. Lady,
Okay, I'm sorry. He's not my grandson, but I was only trying to protect him from this dirty pervert over here.
lady number 2.
Yeah, I witnessed the whole thing. He snatched that child and tried to run away with him, but this lady stopped him.
Lady number 3.
Yes, I saw it too. He needs to be arrested. And you,
Pointing at my wife.
should be thankful that this lady was here to save your son because you obviously just let him loose wherever.
Wife, who are you talking about again? All 3 crazy ladies pointed at me. Wife, oh, you mean my husband? Lady 1.
Husband?
Wife, yeah, who do you think called me and got me here so fast? I presented my ID to the officer, and the manager and my wife did the same. We also each showed pictures of us on our phones to prove that we really are a family. The cop nodded in approval and handed us our phones back and jotted down a few notes. The 3 ladies, for some reason, still kept trying to say that this was all fake and my wife was in on the kidnapping and that we needed to be arrested. My wife lost it at this point and let off some colorful words. I won't repeat them here, but she definitely got her point across. The nail in the coffin came from the psycho trio. The officer turned to the manager and asked, "Sir, do the cameras work in here?" Manager,
Yes, we have them inside and out.
Officer, okay, let's go review. The 3 ladies' faces went pale, like ghostly pale. The officer reviewed the outside camera as I pulled into the parking lot and saw me take my son out of my car, and then, as I went up and down the aisles, and most importantly, the instance the woman snatched my son and began to run. Upon his return, he asks, "Would you like to press charges?" Lady 1 says,
Yes, I would.
The officer says, "Why would I be asking you that question? Shut your mouth and sit down." He turns to me and repeats the question, and I say, Absolutely. Lady 1 was charged with attempted kidnapping, false imprisonment, providing a false police report, and child endangerment. The other 2 ladies were also charged with providing a false police report as well. To make matters worse for Lady 1, my son bruises easily, and she left some terrible spots on him from where she was grasping him, but he's fine. This added a charge of child abuse to her rap sheet. I have court later this year, but I'm not sure when because of the pandemic. The officer will be following up with me in a few weeks. So, who here is the biggest jerk? First off, how does lady number 1 not realize that that kid was with his dad and was trying to get back to his dad when she was taking him away and he was hitting her in the face telling her that he wanted to go to his dad? That alone should have made it obvious. But before that even happened at all, what should have happened if she was really that concerned for some reason, which I don't really know why she would be because the kid wasn't in distress or anything weird. She could just go up to the kid and ask him, "Is that your dad?" But it seems like because she thought the dad was Mexican looking that it was so far out of the question, so far out of the reality to be a possibility that she didn't even consider that at all. And her other 2 friends, lady 2 and 3, are just her little cheerleaders in the background trying to support whatever she's doing without really even knowing what's going on either. And the fact that he's pressing charges, these sound like very serious charges to press on someone. Attempted kidnapping, false imprisonment, providing a false police report, and child endangerment among the other ones that she got later on. That's pretty heavy. So let me know what you would do if you were in this situation, and who do you think is the jerk? My mom asked an entitled mother to let go of my hair. She refused and got her life ruined. When I was a kid, I never cut my hair, no matter what. So I had very long, pretty, dirty blonde hair. And as a kid, a lot of people would ask to touch it, and I was fine with it as long as they had my permission. So when I was 6 years old, my mom took me to a grocery store to buy some things for dinner that night. We got got to the store and my mom got the stuff she needed, but was missing the bread from the other side of the store. She sent me to go get it since I was small and fast. When I got to the bread, I picked out the brand we would usually buy, and at that time, I really liked baguettes and other types of breads. So when I saw the baguettes, I totally forgot that my mom was waiting for me, and I grabbed a loaf. Then I headed back to my mom. So when I was heading back to my mom from the bread aisle, I felt someone pull on my hair, and not gently, no, they yanked it. They pulled so hard, I thought my hair was gonna come out, and I cried so hard, my mom heard me across the store. It turns out it was a kid about my age who wanted to touch my hair, so his mom, and I say his 40-year-old mother, pulled my hair so her kid could touch it. My mom rushed over and told the lady to let go of me. This is how the conversation went. My mom said,
"Let my daughter go!"
The entitled mom said,
"My child just wanted to touch her hair. She has very pretty hair."
Me, "She pulled on my hair, it hurts." Mom,
"You could have just asked. You can't just pull kids' hair. I can call the police for assault."
Entitled mom,
"You are harassing me. All I did was let my son touch her hair. I can call the police on you for harassing me and my child."
My mom,
"Firstly, I am not harassing you. You assaulted my child. And secondly, you can call the police. You will only be making things worse for yourself."
As it turns out, the entitled mom did call the police and they both took our statements. The entitled mother had given an over-exaggerated and dramatic report telling the police, as we would find out later, that I had given consent for her kid to touch my hair, and my mom had come out of nowhere and started harassing the entitled mother. My mother had given the police the actual report from her side. I had been asked to give a report, but I was too scared and tired from the experience to say much. They checked the security footage and saw what actually happened. I don't remember the next part, so bear with me here. My mom decided to press charges and sue the entitled mom for assault, and then she was sent to jail for 6 months and fined for providing a false police report as a cherry on top. If she's in a store and she's gonna lie about what happened to the police, they're obviously gonna check the security camera footage. Why would she not think that that was the outcome that was inevitably gonna happen? That doesn't even make sense. And regardless of how cool you think someone's hair is, why would you pull on it to the point where the girl was about to cry? I mean, you shouldn't touch it in the first place, but she didn't just touch it, she yanked it so hard that the little girl thought she was gonna cry, the OP here. So if you were in this situation, let me know what you would do and who was the biggest jerk here.